So one of the most important things about being more self-aware is that you allow yourself to basically increase the probability of you not being manipulated by other people. And in today's day and age, everyone's trying to manipulate you. Even I am right now, to a degree, trying to manipulate you. Now, people will manipulate you in a good way, and they will manipulate you in a bad way. And it's important to be self-aware so that you understand how you are manipulated yourself, and how other people are trying to manipulate you and their intentions and agenda behind it. So there's three real parts to especially social media, because there's all different types of manipulation, but we'll go over that in the next lesson. This is going to specifically focus on how you're being manipulated on social media, on Instagram, on YouTube, on Facebook, and it'll help you kind of understand and follow the structure that a lot of these salespeople are giving out and they're using to manipulate you into buying their product or following them on Instagram or any social media. And again, manipulation is not always bad. It's not good or bad. It's just a thing. It's a tactic. It's persuasiveness, and it's necessary in order to convince people to take action, whether it's to increase the quality of their own life or to just trick them and make them believe that they need a service. So three things, right? There's a hook. So we all know that from like writing, right? From writing stories and novels. You need to create a hook, a question or some type of quote or something that really grabs the attention of their viewer or their listener, which is the attention grabber. So there's a hook, then there's a story. The story is when somebody kind of details an issue and brings up these emotions that the viewer or the listener can resonate with. And the story is what kind of provides the truth factor. It makes the listener or the potential buyer, the potential lead, the viewer trust the person speaking. You know, they had a story about some kind of thing that they overcame, a suffering, a pain, a perception or a way of life, or the fact that they overcame and got really, really rich, or they solved whatever problem that the client, the lead, the person who's watching it, by the way, who was specifically chosen by algorithms, is interested in. They're most interested in hearing a story. So whoever's listening to me are potentially people who are looking for more kind of introspective conversations or are looking to learn a little bit more of self-awareness because potentially they have codependency issues or they have some type of unresolved issue that they want to learn more about, and they think that self-reflection could be a really good thing for them. So that being said, there's that hook, the story, and then the close. So the close is obviously just a call to action. It's to convince the person to take action, whether it's to click the like button, click the subscribe button, follow them to their home. No, I'm just kidding. But no, follow them on Instagram or social media, and or buy a product, go to their website, whatever the action is, that is the last part of the manipulation. So there are some questions that we'll go over right now that the people who manipulate you will know the answers to. So it's important for you to know the answers to these questions, because if you don't, then when you're watching some type of YouTube advertisement or social, some Instagram advertisement that pops up on your story, these questions, when you know them, you'll be more able to identify when someone's trying to specifically manipulate you, whether it's good or bad. It doesn't really matter. It's just, I want you guys to know when you're being manipulated. Like, I know when I'm being manipulated all the time, and I sometimes let it happen, but it's still important that I understand what's happening here, because I can identify, oh, this is the hook, this is the story that they're trying to relate to me with, and this is their call to action, and they're pushing my buttons by asking me questions like, what are your strongest and most important beliefs, right, that are most attractive to you? So a way that somebody's going to manipulate you is they're going to say a belief that they know their target audience has, and it has a very, very strong belief. So this is kind of how the Trump administration kind of worked, not to get political, or any political advertisement really works. They hone in on the beliefs of their clients, of their prospective buyers, and they basically they completely hammer that belief in. And a lot of the times, these people who are trying to convince other people might not even believe that belief 100% the way they're coming off of. They just need the person watching them to believe that they believe in that belief, because they understand that's the belief that their target audience has. So a good question to understand for yourself is to know your strongest and most important beliefs, and what are the most important beliefs that are most attractive to you. So we have a hierarchy. We place values on a ladder, so buying a house might be really, really important because it's extremely necessary for somebody over here, right? That's a belief that you need to buy a house, whereas somebody else says, no, you need to invest in the stock market, not buy a house ever. And that's a strong belief that somebody has. So whoever they're watching, if they say one thing or the other, they're going to be more inclined to continue listening. Number 2 question is, how do you evaluate and how do you actually make decisions about what those beliefs we just mentioned mean to you? How do you define them? What do you compare to, or use examples that represent the validity of your belief? So how often do you believe something and measure its validity and measure its legitimacy, measure its appropriateness? How do you actually compare and contrast whether the belief you have and hold so strongly to your heart and to your mind is actually a good one? What are you using as a criteria? Are you using people? Are you using your friends? Are you using what you hear on Fox News or CNN? Or are you hearing, a little voice inside your head that you don't even understand is telling you, no, you have to believe this because it's 100% true? So that question is really important for you to understand how you evaluate and make the decisions based on your beliefs. Because if you don't understand how you measure it, somebody could come along and take the way you measure that belief that you said, say the whole buying a house thing, right? Well, they use the market as an example. The market is going up really, really high right now. So if that's how you measure the validity that it's important to buy a house, now they know your belief, and now they're throwing in that measurement that they know you use. So that's 2 points that they're going to use against you to manipulate your decision. So you need to understand how you're going to actually evaluate your belief and understand if it's legitimate or not, so that you don't fall victim to a cognitive bias or fall victim to somebody who is just typing in the right numbers and right words to manipulate your decision. Number 3, what are your needs? What do you really need at the deepest level? Some people and most people don't know what they really, truly need. They just think they know what they want. So think about that. Do you actually know what you need, or do you just think that you need something because you want it? And knowing that difference and really comparing and contrasting the needs versus the wants is an extremely important self-awareness skill that's going to dramatically increase your chances of not being manipulated by other people. Because people, if they know what you think you need, they're going to tell you that. You need to have a house in 2020 because if you don't, the market's going to crash in 2021. So you need to buy it now, and you need to get a realtor with me in order to get this house, because this is your belief and you evaluate it by seeing the stock or the market go up, and you need to do it because the market's going to crash in 2021. So now you have that aspect of needing to do something. So knowing what you need is number 3. Number 4 is knowing what your desires are. So it goes hand in hand with the wants versus what you actually need. What do you actually want? Most people want to have a house that is, really, really big, or really good, a good investment, good location, all that shit. So I don't know if a house is a good example, but you could think of anything else that you might want. Say you want to, I don't know, I'm not good at thinking of examples right now. Say you want a really nice car, right? It's the same thing. Do you actually need that car? What kind of car do you want versus car that you need? Are you actually going to objectively think about the car you need versus the car you want? Because if somebody's going to, like a salesperson, is going to manipulate you and tell you exactly what you want, then that's, again, going to influence your decision to buy whatever they're selling. And it's not just always about buying or selling. You know, people manipulate all the time. But again, this scenario that we're talking right now is really just focusing on social media and selling, because it's going to help you understand how you are actually being played, good or bad, but what people are going to do and what they need to do in today's day and age with social media and with so much content being thrown at you, so many people trying to sell you something all day. They're trying to get more and more and more into your head and not make you aware of it either. Because if you're aware of what's in your own head, then you could be able to stop other people from manipulating you. So that's what I'm trying to help you understand, is stop allowing yourself to be manipulated. Understand your wounds, okay? That's number 5. What the hell makes you so upset? What can't you get over? What are your fears still? You know, what really hurts you, that pain? Because if you don't know it, I guarantee you whoever's trying to sell you something will know it and does know it. So they're going to use whatever you hate about yourself and whatever you hate about your life, whatever you really just get upset about, whether it's something that you really, really want in the future or something you can't get over in the past. Know what it is, because whatever it is, somebody's going to find that out, realize it, and push it, and then they're going to influence your decisions, again, manipulating you. Number 6 is, what are your interests? So it's a little bit different from desires. It's just generalized, what are you interested? Are you interested in politics? Are you interested in the environment? Are you interested in woodworking or, you know, cooking outside? I don't know. Whatever it is, just know your general interests, because people are going to find your target audience. They're going to build your actual avatar, and they're going to know what you're interested in, because that's where you're going to be found. If you love real estate, you're going to be found in real estate groups. If you love anime, you're going to be found in anime and on Netflix or some other web streaming content or something. So wherever your interests lie, you will spend the most amount of time. And so understand who infiltrates those spaces and tries to sell you something, or whether it's a commercial or something that was targeted. So you were targeted because of your interests. Number 7 is, who are your role models? Again, who do you actually look up to and who do you respect? Because anyone trying to sell you something is going to say, you know, Tony Robbins recommends this, or you know, Eminem recognizes this, so you should too, or Biggie Smalls, or I don't know why I'm going on rappers, but I just can't think. Anyway, you get the idea. Whoever you look up to, the holistic psychologists, I don't know, whoever's popular these days, they will, you know, just know that you admire them, and know you might have a little bit of a cognitive bias because you like them. And know that anyone who knows you, and they know that you listen to a specific person like Gary Vee or Tony Robbins, they're going to be like, okay, because they listen to this person, we should push the fact that we believe that this person is right about X, Y, and Z, and then use that as social proof to make the client, the lead, actually think we have some type of connection or understanding. They'll be more inclined to listen to us because we're mentioning and dropping these people's names that they already like. So just understand who your role models are. And then number 8, you know, what are your prides? This is about knowing what you're actually proud of, and knowing what's working for you, and how to acknowledge that. Because when you know what you're proud of, when you're proud of something, you feel actually have, like, you have self-worth. So if you know what makes you feel self-worth, what makes you feel worthy, what makes you feel proud, what kind of things that you need to do in order to feel good, it's better to know that than for somebody else. Oh, this person is going to feel good if they feel like they're making progress. This person is going to feel good if they feel like their voice is heard. This person is going to feel good if they make $10,000 in a month. This person is going to feel good if they can get out of a toxic relationship. Know what will make you feel good, so then you can find whoever's trying to sell you something and pinpoint the part where they say, oh, there it is. That's the thing that they're pushing on me that's going to make me feel good. Now, this isn't to make you, those were the 8 ones that I have right here. And we can go on and on and on to different trainings, but I'm going to cut it off there. This isn't to make you not want to buy anything. You know, this isn't to make you like don't listen to anybody. This is just to understand yourself more so that you don't blindly listen to people and blindly become a victim, blindly become a puppet. Buy everything that somebody wants to sell you. I mean, go ahead, but know why you're buying it and understand what they are saying that's making you want to buy it, so that you can at least compare and contrast on your own, objectively and in a third person perspective. Is this really necessary, or are they just pressing all the right buttons? They might be pressing all the right buttons and it's necessary. You know, that might be an extremely good thing for you to buy. However, you should definitely know it. You should definitely know when somebody is pressing the right buttons, and if you should follow through because they're only pressing the buttons, or you actually believe objectively that you need to have what they're selling. All right, guys, so thanks.